If you've been studying Spanish grammar, you probably heard locuciones or locuciones adverbiales, locuciones verbales. What are those? These are sets of phrases, like expressions, that use more than one word but just mean one thing. De repente, sin querer, hacer falta, hacer caso, all these ones are locuciones, sets of expressions. In this video, I'm going to break down and show you two kinds. We'll start with locuciones adverbiales. The locuciones adverbiales are the ones that substitute or are adverbs. So the whole set create an adverb. An adverb tells you something about the verb, about the action, okay? And then the other ones that we're going to see are locuciones verbales, which is the action. So a set of words tell you one action, how to sound natural when saying them, and what they mean. Locuciones adverbiales de tiempo, so the time adverbs, what they do is they place an action in time. They tell us the frequency or the duration or the moment when something happened. So the first one we're gonna do is de repente. De repente means all of a sudden or suddenly. Okay, so de repente, suddenly something happened. And the way you pronounce that, de repente. So remember that you don't need to do a stop between de and repente. So you wouldn't say de repente, but de repente, as if it were one word. And so it's 4 syllables, de repente. Notice how my mouth is spread, like my lips are spread for all the word. So it's like de repente, like this. Because you have all A's, and all the A's need to be the same, okay? De repente. Important things here are that the R sound, you don't start with de repente, but you need to link it with the E. And for that, it's going to be a bit softer than usual. So de re, not de re, but de repente, de repente. It's a soft touch, okay? De repente. Don't force that R sound. And then the NT combination, NT, it's going to be a little bit dental because that ta, remember that it's dental, so meaning you touch the blade of your tongue with the back of your teeth. Te. So the N kind of merges with the T. De repente. Ente. So the N becomes dental as well. De repente. Next one. A tiempo. This means in time or on time. We don't really make a difference with those. It's like when you arrive there at the time that you needed to get there. Again, don't separate a tiempo, but a tiempo. And the only thing here to keep in mind is the diphthong ye. This one is a bit complicated for some of my students, so make sure that it's like you don't separate it in syllables. So you don't go tiempo, tie, but tie, a tiempo, a la vez, o a la vez. A la vez, again, 3 syllables. The third one is the stressed one, a la vez, okay? If you're doing ceseo, it's a la vez, okay? Meaning at the same time. Important thing to notice here, my lips on the V is not a la vez, it's vez. It's a bilabial continuous sound. You need to let the airflow come out. You don't pause it, okay? Not a la vez or a la vez, but a la vez or a la vez, okay? Next one, enseguida, immediately, or like right away, enseguida. 4 syllables here, enseguida. Important thing here is that the 2 last ones, guida, are both with the G and the D are continuous, are soft. So don't go enseguida, but guida, enseguida. Notice how they're almost not there. Enseguida. I'll leave a video linked on this sound as well. But enseguida. You need to enunciate very little these sounds. Let them flow. Enseguida. Okay, now let's talk about these adverb sets, the ones that tell us how or in which way something is done. We call them the modo of way. The first one, a propósito. A propósito, 5 syllables, a propósito. Important thing here, po is the stress syllable, so a propósito, a propósito. Nothing much there. Maybe the pr could be like a difficult combination or a bit harder, but you just need to do the tapped one. It's not the trail, not pro, but pro, a propósito. Next one, the opposite, sin querer, sin querer. 3 syllables, last one is the stressed one, so sin querer, sin querer. Important thing here is that when you have the combination of the and the k, the n is done at the back of your tongue. So like sin querer. It's like if you were saying sing, as in sing a song, sing, sin querer, sin querer. Important thing here as well, the R-E-R combination, querer, querer, querer. So it's like two taps. No, it's a querer or querer. Like I've heard many times, if you're from UK, you might not say the last R, or from Australia as well, you might not say the last R. I might say querer, but it's querer. Okay, the last tapped R can become a bit longer, sin querer, or continuous, or however you want to call it. Literally meaning without wanting. Like I didn't want to do it, but I did it, sin querer, unintentionally. Next one, en serio. Important thing here, stress syllable is the se, en serio, en serio. And then the last syllable is yo. So careful not saying en serio. It's a very common thing for English speakers to split the diphthong. Yo. En serio. En serio. Okay, now let's go with the verbal sets, con las locuciones verbales. It's an action, but it's made out of different words, okay? The first one, dar por hecho. Dar por hecho could mean different things in different contexts. It's all the same though, so it could be to assume something or to take for granted. If you say lo di por hecho, it's like I assumed it. No lo des por hecho, don't take it for granted. No lo des por hecho. Literally something like take or give as done. It's done. I think of it as done. Dar por hecho, remember again, don't separate the words. It's not dar por hecho, it's dar por hecho, por hecho. So there are a lot of tapped R's here. It's important to say them all. Dar por hecho. Dar por hecho. Stressed part here, even though there are a couple of words, I would say that the important part is re, dar por hecho. Dar por hecho. Next one, tener en cuenta. Here, tener en cuenta means keep in mind, take into account. Ten en cuenta, ten, I'm using it as in like imperative. You have in mind. Have it in mind. Ten en cuenta. Tener en cuenta. Here we have again the combination of and ka. So en cuenta. Look at my tongue, how the tip of my tongue doesn't go up to my alveolar ridge. En, not en, but en cuenta. Tener razón. To be right. Tienes razón. You're right. Tienes razón. Tener razón. It ends in R. It starts in R, so you connect them both. Tener razón. Or if you're doing the ceseo, tener razón. Tener razón. Tienes razón. Tienes razón. You're right. Okay, hacer caso o hacer caso, it can mean different. It's not exactly just one translation. It could be something like to listen, to pay attention, or to do what you're told. I'll give you a couple examples. If a child is playing and you're trying to tell them something, and you're saying like, hazme caso, listen to me, hey, listen, because they're like in another word and they're not listening. They no están haciendo caso. They're not listening. They're not paying attention. Okay? So it would be like to listen, to pay attention. But then imagine that I gave an advice to a friend and this friend no me ha hecho caso, didn't take that advice, didn't do what I said, then it's also hacer caso. It's not that they were not listening, it's that they just didn't do what I suggested. So, hacer caso. Stress syllable, ca. Hacer caso. If it's a ceseo, hacer caso. Hacer falta. Hacer falta is to be necessary, to need something. Hace falta pan. Like we need bread. Hace falta pan. O hace falta pan. Hace falta pan if it's a ceseo. Basically, all the ones that are with this symbol, it's because they're from the distinction we call. That's what we do in Spain. And it's in part of Spain. It's hacer. But South America, south of Spain, Canary Islands, and most of Spanish-speaking countries say hacer. And then finally, quedarse sin algo is to run out of something. Like me quedé sin pan. It's like I ran out of bread. But literally means something like to be left without. Like to stay without something. Okay? So here, important thing, the di quedar is the continuous version. Okay? Because it's not after a stop. So you say quedarse. Quedarse sin algo, to run out of something. I added here a variation of instead of sin, con. So instead of without, with. And quedarse con algo is to keep it. Quedarse con algo. So it's not exactly opposite. One is to run out of something, the other one is to keep something. Quedarse con algo. Okay? There are many, many more of these examples, of these sets. There are lists and lists and lists. I've just picked the ones that I think are not more useful or not even more common, because there are others that are as common as these ones, but the ones that I thought maybe I say more, I see more. Let me know if there are some that you missed, some that you want to see broken down in pronunciation or meaning, and I'll take note for our next video. Okay, little challenge for you. Try to pick a couple of these sets of words and write in the comments a sentence with using them, and I'll tell you whether they sound natural and it's a good example of how you use it or not. Okay? Nos vemos en el próximo video. Chao.